Time for business. My name is Darryl Kwao. A study on Ghana's Petroleum Revenue Management Act shows majority of Ghanaians have no idea how profits gained from the extractive sector is spent. Executive Director of the Kumasi Institute of Technology, Energy and Environment, Ishmael Ejekum-Hene, fears this development could breed corruption in the sector.
Executive Director of the Kumasi Institute of Technology, Energy and Environment, KITE, Ishmael Ejekum-Hene, is calling for more transparency on how Ghana's petroleum and mining revenue are managed. Having conducted a 3-year research project, KITE says few Ghanaians know how revenues from the extractive industries are spent. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of the policy brief on the findings, Ishmael Ejekum-Hene argues that failure to address this issue could breed corruption in the oil and gas sector and further reduce investor confidence.
We cannot do selective transparency. I think we should be interested in everything. In some jurisdictions, some of the things that people get punished for, you wonder, things that we will probably treat as misdemeanors in those places. You have people in the UK resigning because they probably took some money, allowances they weren't supposed to have taken. It's a big deal. Over here, we think we can trivialize some of the issues, but I wouldn't support anything. There is no aspect of government that should be kept secret. And so long as you take money from me, I expect you to use the money and I expect you to account. That's something that is missing.
Project lead and head of research at the School of Economics and Center for Behavioral and Experimental Social Sciences at the University of East Anglia, Krista Bronskila highlights some details of the findings.
Well, we had quite a large sample size of 3,500 people across the entire nation. So from the northern regions in the west, south, center of Ghana, all across the country. We had a good representation, so we had common citizens, we had local politicians, we had traditional leaders, your chiefs and queen mothers, and we also had other opinion leaders, for example, youth group leaders. And across the board, we find very similar results, that people haven't actually received information.
The Petroleum Management Act was passed in 2011 to help ensure the transparent management of petroleum revenues and their prudent and efficient use of the benefits to all Ghanaians.
Now, Chairman of the Minerals Commission, S.K. Boafo, has revealed that even though government has urged large-scale mining companies to support the newly introduced community mining program by releasing part of their concessions to small-scale mining companies, it will not be compulsory if the mining companies don't have access to available lands. Now, he was speaking with Joy Business after a delegation of the Minerals Commission toured facilities of Adamus Mining Resources Limited in the Western region. Nathalia Kwanzaa reports.
Comments follow complaints made by management of Adamus Resource Limited, a mining company, during a tour by the Minerals Commission to the company in the Elembele district of the Western region. There have been some demand by communities for the mining company to cede some of their concession to them. Addressing a delegation from the Minerals Commission, Mines Manager Alihu Mohammed Ibrahim explained that before bringing investment, they calculate the amount of ore they will extract from their concession. And leasing of land, he noted, would mean a reduction in the amount of ore extracted and have negative effects on businesses.
So at times they will come. But what they started doing is that where we are working on, that is where that is where they want for us to succeed, and that becomes difficult because the shareholders and then the owners of the mine, that is the business that they want to do. So if you are paying your rent and everything for a business, and so we are saying that because we are doing a community mining, so the person should just go off, and then for somebody else to come and do the same business becomes difficult for shareholders, and it's not too good for the industry.
The issue of military withdrawal from the mining sites, according to Adamus, has become a big challenge as they are constantly robbed by community members and some outsiders. The chairman of the commission, Samuel Boafo, outlined outlined some measures the Commission has put in place.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and human factor. Human nature is that it takes a lot of people to education, to be educated. Like even in classrooms, some people are so dull. They turn out to become late at the best. So if we have the process and we don't give up in explaining and telling them the effects. Now, let me tell you, be honest with you. Some of them will die not at less than 40 years. And cancer, it spreads like anything. And it comes through this one deadly
use of mercury
and so on.
And they know it.
And they know it, but they don't. Some people say Ghanaians, if I get money, I die today. That's with the greatest respect. It's not. We need to begin to educate them. And that.
For Joy Business, in Athalia Kwanza, Western Region.
Well, the Joy Business Health and Wellness Trade Show is coming up on the 30th of May to the 1st of June. It will also focus on your reproductive health. So we put together this piece of information for you.
Welcome to today's Joy Business Health and Wellness Tip. Let's talk about gynecologist. A gynecologist is a medical doctor that specializes in women's reproductive systems. He or she is responsible for performing a variety of tests and exams focused on women's health. During this exam, the doctor will physically examine the woman, perform a pap smear, STD test, complete a breast exam, and monitor the woman's use of birth control. The Joy Business Health and Wellness Tip is brought to you by New Crystal Health Services Limited, growing together in good health.
All right, that's it for now. Back to you, Daniel.
Thanks, Daryl. And up next is international news.